Bad Day for a Cut ist gutes, raubeiniges Genrekino, aber der besonderen Art. Denn anstatt hier eindimensionale Charaktere zu haben, die sich nur auf serielle Töten spezialisieren, versucht dieser Film seine Genrekonventionen schon zu hinterfragen und irgendwie besser aufzubereiten. Oder anders gesagt, hier tötet ein Muttersöhnchen und wenn es sein muss, eben auch mit einem großen Topf Bohnensuppe.
That's good feed.
How is it that a man your age can still live with his ma?
I can stay in the native.
Haben Sie sich schon mal vorgestellt, dass Ihre Mutter umgebracht wird? Also in einem Actionfilm. Was würden Sie dann tun? Haben Sie das Zeug zum Rachemörder? Dank Bad Day for the Cut müssen Sie es nicht selbst ausprobieren. Hier bekommen Sie eine authentische Geschichte, wie ein Realo mit 50er auf Feldzug gehen würde.
We were sent to kill you.
Well, in the way I see it, you need to help me.
Und das ist sehr cool und sehr unerwartet und dann auch sehr lustig, weil der Film komplett mit den Genre-Erwartungen bricht. Da gibt es dann keine choreografierten Kampfsequenzen, sondern der erste Schlag entscheidet. Dazu kommt, unser Protagonist ist vom Land und der hat die Ruhe weg. Hektisch wird es in dem Film so gut wie gar nicht. Bad Day for the Cut guckt sich an wie ein Roadmovie, wo links und rechts vom Weg ein paar Leute umgenietet werden. Dass der große Twist am Ende ein bisschen ins Taumeln kommt, ist dann auch egal.
I'll make sure your sister knows you're the reason I'm sawing her hands and feet off. Hey, boy.
Nigel, the film started out in Sundance at the midnight premiere, which is pretty much the best thing you could do for a genre film. Did you expect that?
No. When we made the film, we just made this low-budget feature, which was the first feature from 6 Mile Hill, who made the film, Chris Bond and Brendan Mullen, who wrote the film. They were totally surprised as well when we get into the Sundance thing. So it was amazing. Yeah.
How did you get involved with them in this whole project?
I've known them for 5 or 6 years now. We started out, when they started up the company 6 Mile Hill, I was part of a short they did called Boys from County Hell. And since that, over the years, I've done a couple of shorts. We did stuff for BBC television. We did stuff for RTE television. So this was their first feature film. And they asked me to be in the lead for this. So it was a real honor. It was really nice of them to ask, yeah.
So the guy you play is quite an interesting character. Like the entire film is quite different from the typical like revenge genre film, because here you have a guy who's living with his mom and his mom gets killed, so he wants revenge, but he starts revenging with like a pan and an iron, which is such a domestic kind of violence thing. Was that fun to play this very different thing?
It was fantastic because the character itself, Donal, is a farmer that you would see in Tyrone, where I come from, in Ireland, in the north of Ireland. And it's just an ordinary, everyday farmer who lived with his mother. That happens a lot, you know, for whatever reason. And for me, what was interesting about that was take this ordinary, everyday character that I know from home and place him in this extraordinary circumstances and how he deals with it. So he deals with it in whatever way, with beans or with an iron, or as you say, all these sort of bizarre things. So it was hell of a lot of fun, yeah.
But this is also an interesting thing because genre film, especially this kind of genre films, is usually about like really strong masculinity in a very specific way. But now you have a character who is being ridiculed because he lives with his mother. You have another character, a young Polish guy who tries to save his sister, but he's chickening out most of the times and really has problems. You have a really great villainess who kills all her henchmen because they're too stupid to do it. What's going on with this like gender reversal thing?
I don't know, I can't answer. You've got to ask the writer that. But no, with Donal, I think the thing about him is I think he's always a step ahead. He seems to he know what's going on because he knew when the guy came to pick up a car at the very start of the film, you see that he knows there's an idea that this guy isn't going to pay him all his money, but he knows how he's going to deal with that. So I think he's always a step ahead. So he's not as clever. He's more clever than he looks, I think. Yeah.
So he's constantly being underestimated.
I think so. Yeah,
Which is a good thing.
Yeah.
That's why he survives.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah. Last man standing or sitting or whatever way. Yeah.
And another thing is that usually with those kind of revenge things, the protagonists are quite one-dimensional. which is absolutely not the case here. Everybody is a little bit good and a little bit bad. Everybody has their issues and their things going on. Does that help this kind of movie and elevate it to another level?
I think so, because if it's one-dimensional, it's boring.
Yeah.
You get to see with all these characters. You get to see the character Frankie Pierce, played by Susan, her home life with her child at home, and then she can be this horrible person who can kill horribly. And with Donald again, you get to see him. You get to see the dark side of him. You know, the dark side of you, what comes out in him. You know, he didn't realize he could do these things, but he does them. You know, and he seems to get on with it and go on to the next one. So, so it's interesting, that yeah, very, very interesting, yeah.
So here's my last question: which one was the most fun version of killing? The beans, the iron, or the pans, or something completely different?
I don't know. They were all good fun. I love Susan's version of killing with the iron. I think it's awful, but it's funny. It's cartoon funny.
I mean, you ironed a guy's genitals.
I did, yes.
So,
yeah,
I mean...
yeah, that was funny. We just laughed the whole way through that. It was very hard to be serious.
I bet it was. Thank you for this amazing interview, Nigel.
Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you.